Hello, everyone. In today's segment, I have Sandra Pinela from Keller Williams Corona, who has been named top producer of The Office for several of years. And we just want to know more about Sandra. I want to share her story as a realtor and also as a homeowner in today's segment, and to really encourage future homeowners to get into a home. So, Sandra, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How long have you been in the business?
Okay. Yes. Hi, everybody. I've been in the business for 7 years now. I have a lot of real estate background prior to entering the business, though. So I always think like 13 to 14 years. And I love it. I love the gift of giving somebody a home, and helping them achieve that goal.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and like you said, maybe 7 years, 13 years, it
Yeah,
really, those years really seems for a long time, right? I'm like 2 decades into the industry now, and sometimes, years just fly by, and if you enjoy what you do, then it just seems like yesterday.
correct. It goes by quick.
Absolutely. So Sandra, today's segment, we really want to talk about, how to become a homeowner. From your perspective as a realtor, with your experience in helping many homeowners to get into a home, can you tell us a little bit about, real estate, home ownership, when we want to know a little bit about how did you get into the industry and why?
Well, I got in the industry, sure. I made the first step right out of high school. And then from there, I specialized. I took maybe 13, 14 classes before I truly jumped in to become a realtor.
Oh, awesome. So
Yeah.
I heard that you were encouraged by your family. Do you have family members in real estate?
I actually don't. I have nobody in my family that's a realtor or anything and that such. But growing up with my grandparents, every home that we ever lived in, they flipped. And so I
Mhm.
did get to see the real estate side on the flipping side.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Yeah. It's sometimes a lot of real estate, you hear like second generation real estate. There was some kind of impact that motivated people to become a realtor. So I always want to kind of hear these stories. So kind of going back into real estate, you currently own a home, correct?
I do. So we're in
Okay.
our second purchase.
Mm-hmm.
And like I mentioned, we bought our first home with a CalHFA program.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it was such a blessing. It was a year into becoming a realtor, and the program had just become available, and everybody was advertising it like crazy, me as well. And I used it to my advantage. So I could purchase a home and flip the property that I was in.
Yeah. So when did you become a homeowner?
Year 2017.
Okay. And when did you know? I mean, one of the questions we always get asked from consumers is it the right time to purchase a home now? When did you know it was the right time for you?
At that time, I think the rates were pretty similar to the rates we have right now.
Mhm.
And there was no right time or wrong time. It was either we do it and we keep renting, or just take that chance. It's a risk. And for me, it was more like, let's just jump all in and everything will work out eventually. We'll make it work.
And did you prepare for it and with time? Did you know like 30 days? Was it just an instinct right over the weekend? Did it take you some preparation?
I always laugh about this because I was doing mechanical engineering prior to real estate, and I had studied a lot about it, and I kind of like sprung it up on my husband. So I quit my job, and within 3 or 4 months, I had a couple sales, and I told him we're going to buy a house now.
Mhm.
And yeah, we just jumped in, and not even a year of prepping, and
Mhm.
we bought our first home
That's
with the
awesome.
Cal
That's
Hathaway
great.
program.
And do you give a recommendation to consumers as far as preparation, 30 days, 60 days? I mean, from my lending perspective, obviously, we always have our own, recommendations for clients when they need to get prepared. But from a realtor perspective, you meet a homeowner and they want to buy. What do you recommend?
Honestly, now that I'm, very experienced in the business, I say at least a year out, because you can come across surprises, right?
Mhm.
Things on your credit. There's so many things that, I can dive deep into, but you don't want to hit any surprises and then miss out on your opportunity. So I always say at least a year in advance of planning.
Mhm.
So we know, what we need to take care of.
Yeah, absolutely. We're a big advocate in education when it comes to consumers. So we're constantly, promoting workshops, we're doing online events. I know working with you in the past and currently with clients, we get clients, buying 2 years, 3 years later, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes, with credit, income, jobs, savings, it's just a combination of everything. That
Correct.
it can take about a year for people to prepare to become homeowners. Now,
Correct.
you did mention that you bought your first home with the CalHFA down payment assistance program.
Yes.
Did you, when you entered, as a homeowner with the program, did you understand the program? Did you feel confident about the program? Did you know this was the right loan for you?
Honestly, I was a little scared in the beginning, but I knew that it was going to eventually work out. It's gifted funds. Eventually, they need to be paid back. So down payment and closing costs. But I thought about it more as long term. We're going to stay in this property for a couple years, and then I'll just throw those funds into my loan. And that's actually what happened. We were there for about 2 years. We had enough equity to just throw the first and second loan into the property, and we ended up purchasing our second property.